Hello everyone, Useful11 here, and today I'm back again with another custom video. Today's custom model showcase will be on Old Shape Henry. Of course, it's a no-brainer to everyone that in Season 1 of the series Thomas & Friends, Henry, well, being the engine he is, had an old shape. Of course, with his boiler being able to slant down. The reason Henry had an old shape in Season 1 is because he was made of stolen plans that was made by Sir Nigel Gresley. Someone stole the plans and made them a reality, which is creating Henry. And the design was for the A3, aka the nickname the A0, which would be the type of class that our number 4 Gordon is today. Of course, in the show and the Railway series, Henry was known to be a failure of an engine. Of course, this was when he had his shape. I even think Henry was based off a GNR A1 and a C1. And also, Henry had before Henry got his new shape in the television series, he had a few modifications to him. Of course, it's obvious Henry appeared in the first Railway series book, The 3 Railway Engines, where Henry stops in a tunnel because of he's being afraid of the rain. But then, after Gordon bursts his safety valve, Edward and Henry are called to help pull the train, and Henry gets a new coat of paint. Of course, I would pull an image up, but I couldn't get one in time. So, it's obvious. So, Henry was turned blue in the Railway series, resembling a lot like Gordon. However, the fans complained about this and had Henry repainted back into his original green paint, which I think is a much better choice than him being painted blue. And then in the Railway series book called Henry the Green Engine, Henry needs special coal to run because of his firebox being too small, and the other engines had big fireboxes and they could bear the heat, but with Henry's, it just wasn't the case. So they ordered some Welsh coal for him so he could run better. The Welsh coal had done wonders for Henry, and he was able to pull his trains with ease. Of course, Henry was doing well, but until one night he had a little accident. When Henry is pulling the flying kipper, he has a little accident with the flying kipper. After Sir Topham Hatt sent Henry to crew after his accident with the flying kipper, Henry came back stronger and better than ever with a new shape and a new design. He was no longer, let's just say he was now a Black 5. Overall, I'm very proud with my custom old-style Henry. But now that I've told you the backstory, let's move on into the actual item. But before I go any further, I'll just let everyone know that this is my second custom of an attempt of an old-style Henry. If you guys don't know, in the earlier years of my YouTube channel, I made my first version of an old-style Henry, but it didn't look good, so I took it apart and made it into a different custom. If you want to see that video, I will put the link in the description for you guys. Anyways, let's keep on with the video. Of course, you all would know that this Henry is the first variation of Henry I've owned, before I bought this version of Henry. And that's why I thought putting this Henry to good use would be a good thing. So, anyways, let's take a look. The first thing I did to my old-style Henry was that whatever these things are that Henry and Gordon have, I cut those off because Henry doesn't have those. And, of course, the firebox right here is, well, let's just say that was a pain to do. You see, guys, this Henry's firebox, if you look back over there at the other Henry, I don't know how it'd do to get that one out, but this one was a pain to dig out. I had to cut and cut and cut just to remove the old firebox and then I placed this one in so it would look a lot more better. Yeah, I could have used a learning curve Gordon, but I thought this version of Henry, since it doesn't look that good, it'd make a great old style Henry before I upgrade to this Henry when doing remakes. Of course, if you haven't guessed already, the firebox is made from an learning curve Gordon. I just cut it out of for a custom that I did not need. I'll tell you guys the custom that I got rid of that part for in a minute. In the meantime, I cut out the firebox piece, and of course I stuffed and hammered it in there to make it so it looked good. So guys, my old version of my old style Henry, it was made, I used the parts to make my custom 98462, aka Alfred. The cab, the boiler, the smoke box at the front, all combinations of my old style Henry from back in 2018. Yeah, I'll also tell you guys that my old version of my old style Henry was made back in 2018, and I made it into my custom Alfred. But of course, since I used the smoke box for Henry here, so luckily for me, it all turned out well. I had an old I had an old firebox that I could use for my old style Henry, and it all worked out fine. With me having to wedge it in between, there was like a bunch of the gaps, and that's why all this stuff is around it. This is wet pieces of tissue that I stuck in there and painted green. I had to repaint the front of the cab right here, but however, I think it looks good. I even had to do the window. And overall, I also had to repaint the running board because when I was, trying to fix this Henry up, it took a little bit. But however, I think it looks great. I redid the buffer beam and everything, even the side details over here and over here. I think it looks pretty good. And guys, in conclusion, I think this custom of my old style Henry looks good. And also guys, if you're wondering why I only have one Henry tender, this tender used to belong to this Henry right here. But since I made it into my custom old style Henry, I thought it'd be nice if both of these Henrys would share the tender. I'd put the tender with the original Henry for the old style Henry, but then if I ever do a remake of the Flying Kipper one day, I just switch out the Henry. See guys, it's perfect. So really, nothing really went to waste when making this custom, and I must say, I enjoy it. Well guys, I hope you enjoyed this custom video. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell to see all new upcoming videos. Make sure to subscribe to my second channel, Useful 111 Productions. Make sure to follow me on Twitter and Instagram, and also look in the description to see my old video of my old version of my old style Henry. This is Useful 111 signing out. Take care everyone.